Hey everybody, it's Andy. We are here today doing the Q&A video that I promised last week. For those of you who didn't catch it, last week I made a video kind of sharing with you that I intend on making more of these types of videos on this channel. I asked everyone in that video to submit their questions, and I would do a Q&A video this week. There were so many questions, and first of all, thank you so much for that, but there were so many questions and so many great questions that I don't think I'll be able to get through all of them, obviously, in this one video, but there were so many quality ones that I'm probably going to do several of these. So I'm not sure whether I'll do another one next week or whether I'll break them up a little bit, but the intention is to do a few of these because this seems like a lot of fun. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all of your questions. Thank you for all of your suggestions in terms of what kind of content to do on this channel. A lot of big fans of the dolphin video. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that done or what it is. Sometimes, and you will come to find this to be true, most of the things that I say are nonsense. And so that I will be, as they say, hoisted by my own dolphin. Sidebar, something that I saw, which I want to give credit for both very true and extremely mean, is someone said to do a drinking game challenge for every time that I say, in an interview or a video. And while that is certainly true of me, it is very mean to call attention to it, but also points for you because it's very true. And also, I don't care and will continue to my way through the galaxy until the day that I can't anymore. Anyway, so let's get to the questions. If I didn't get your question in here, please don't consider it a personal slight against you. This was just me picking questions at random. As I said, I'd like to do more of these. Imagine now a very impressive, slick, animated graphic that says question time. Or here he goes with the questions. Here he goes. It's time for him to do what he does. Everybody, welcome. It's question time. Okay, first up we have I'm Batman, who asks, what's your favorite BVB album? I'm extremely excited, as are all of us in the band, about the current record, The Phantom Tomorrow, which is coming out very soon, and I can't wait for you guys to hear that. So right now, that has a special place. I would say, apart from what we have right now, a record that will always hold a special place in my heart, maybe a little bit above all the rest, is Wretched and Divine, just because of how much time, effort, and just creativity from everybody went into that project, and building out that story and Legion of the Black and everything else. And we're trying to do, not necessarily something like that with this record because you don't want to repeat yourself, but we have that same sort of vibe where we're building up this world with The Phantom Tomorrow, and there is a lot to look forward to if you're a fan of the band. Okay, next we've got Megan Sanford. Megan Sanford asks, what's the most random thought that has crossed your mind? Now, Megan, as previously established, it would be impossible to qualify the most random thought because the things that come through my mind and leave at any given time are so fantastically nonsensical that it's hard to know exactly what it is. But I would say, can you turn an action figure into a person? Is a bobblehead sentient? If the sun wore a costume like the moon, could it trick everyone into thinking it's the moon? Will the Philly Fanatic ever look the way that it used to? Who let the dogs out? Next up we have The Only DBLD asks, what's a question you've wanted to be asked, but no one has ever asked? Who let the dogs out? Jake Gasper asks, has the change in sound of BVB been a conscious decision from record to record? Is it just what's being written at the time? Or is it just being what's written at the time? I would say, Jake, first of all, thank you for the question. Second of all, there's a natural evolution of any artist from record to record. I think that we, as a band, our interests in the things that we have kind of gotten together to write about has just grown over the course of these years doing this band. I think that the through line is always, the consistent thing within the music is always the kind of sound of Black Veil Bride that's present. Some people find that to be a good thing, some people find it to be a bad thing. For us, when we get together to write material, that's just the way it sounds. That's the combination of all those different elements. And so I think the evolution from record to record is just a natural one, but you certainly want to evolve and you want to grow and you want to try out different things and you don't want to get stagnant. And so, I think that Black Veil, like many artists, we're in a situation where we've been fortunate to have many records and we can grow and evolve through the course of these records. And hopefully you guys continue to enjoy the different music and the way that we've grown as a band over the years. And hopefully you like this new record coming up. Okay, Montoya Auto asks, if you could duet with someone, living or dead, who would it be? Now, this is an easy one. I think we all know who the answer would be to this. It's somebody that I've talked about doing a duet with a lot over the years. Somebody that I think, the voices would pair well together, both my voice and their voice, and that would be Abraham Lincoln. Shira Kilner asks, how many hairs are on your head? Now, Shira, that is, first of all, maybe if I could go back and say what question I've always wanted to be asked, this would be it. Because I've been wanting to tell people for a long time. I took the time to count them, and it's actually not any number. It is a number, it's one. I have one giant hair on my head that's extremely large in scale, and so it has grown from the center of my head and then just falls all along my head like a cascading waterfall. Desiree Halsey asks, how did you handle bullying when you were in school? First of all, Desiree, thank you for asking that question. Second of all, on a serious note, the reality is that anybody who has anything about them that is perceived as different or, not composite of everyone else, there's a certain part of you that people tend to want to pick apart or find things within you that maybe reflects things that they feel insecure about within themselves or whatever it is. Those are things that are universally true, regardless of what you're interested in or where you live or what age you are. There are people who are going to be assholes, and to me, the thing that I found to be the most effective when it came to dealing with stuff like that was to try to remember my interests and the things that I enjoy were so important to me, and therefore it was unimportant how other people didn't perceive them as interesting or important or cool. Being cool, by the way, is, I believe, a pretty significant curse. Like, considering yourself cool or other people thinking that you're cool, it's this it's this pedestal that you're being put on that is totally ineffective in terms of building any kind of self-identity. While I do certainly advocate for people finding something cool about themselves, I'm talking about conventional coolness, popularity, those types of things. Those are useless tools when it comes to building up who you're going to be. And so the people that think of you as uncool or bully you or make fun of you, oftentimes those people lack any actual depth to be able to build out who they are in their life. And while it certainly sucks to exist in a place where people are being awful to you, the thing I would always try to advocate for people doing is to try to remember that you are your own person. Your interests and the things that make sense to you and are important to you and that you love are more important than the bullshit that somebody else throws at you. And feeling strong intrinsically within yourself and knowing that who you are is far more important than who they think you are is paramount to any kind of happiness in your life. So my number one piece of advice for dealing with bullying is to remember that bullies are fucking dumb, and that's universally true, not because I'm talking shit about someone's IQ or anything like that, but to take your person and think that you're better than somebody else and to make fun of them is a stupid activity. And I think that at some degree we're all guilty of things like that. We've all snickered about somebody else or said something that we wish we hadn't said, and I think that those are reactionary things. So if you can remember to be true to who you are, be kind to everybody else, and try to make your way in the world, those are the key ingredients, at least in my opinion, in building who you're going to be and ultimately who you want to be. So just remember that those people and those opinions, they don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Be happy with who you are, find who you want to be, and just live your life as you want to live it. Okay, well, I want to say thank you so much to everybody for submitting your questions. We're going to do one more in this video, and then we'll get out of here. I mean, I won't, I'm at home, but you guys can leave this page and go to whatever the next video is that YouTube has suggested for you. I'm not even sure, maybe a video of me in 2013 saying a bunch of nonsense. Whatever it is, whatever is suggested next. Last in the questions we have Lillian Green, who asks, what is the most uncomfortable chair you have ever sat in? And that is an easy answer, Lillian. It is this chair. This chair is terrible, and I have to figure out what I'm going to do. Classically, I have talked a lot of crap about chairs in the past, and the streak The train keeps rolling because I am uncomfortable in this chair, and it also makes squeaky noises. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. We will do more of these Q&As. Please let me know what you'd like to see in next week's video in the comments. We might do another Q&A next week just to get through more of those. Might do something else. Please remember that my audiobook for They Don't Need to Understand comes out everywhere audiobooks are sold on February 9th. I will link it in the description of this video. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm very happy to be back here doing this with you guys. And yeah, that's it for now. So thank you for watching. And just remember, as I always say, my classic catchphrase, if you don't get up and go out and go down the stairs and then go back up the stairs and then go back to bed, and then if you don't get up again, and then if you don't say good morning, nobody will know that you're awake. Thank you.